Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No
all right,
video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world.
I lost you anyway. Oops.
Really? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you anymore. Oops.
Oh, really?
Oh, there you go. I saw you a second ago. There you go.
That's weird.
Okay. All right. No, I got you.
Okay. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, no, I'm getting ready to go, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think what I'm going to wind up doing is I am definitely bringing my laptop, and then I'm probably definitely, going to wind up working bits here and there till Saturday.
Yeah.
And then, Saturday we get on the boat, and I could work on the boat too, but I got to buy internet for that, so I probably won't.
What you do on the boat, if you're going to do that, is you do the work and you buy like the 10 minutes when you just need to send shit.
Yeah.
Right. You don't work with it on.
Yeah.
You use it to just to send stuff.
So the funny thing is like all the listeners know, right? Like Nimi's a 55, 60 person company, but when I'm going on vacation is probably when I feel the most alone. Because I'm looking at, like I'm gone. Life isn't going to stop, but I have a contract writer, a contract content person, a contract graphic artist, a contractor who looks after the website, and another one who's designing a new web page. And so all of these people don't take instruction from anybody besides me.
Yeah, and they're all happy you're going away, but they don't really give a shit.
Yeah. The only issue is like if things happen, I feel like if you're a sole proprietor out there, like this is what it feels like, right? When you go away is
That's exactly what it feels like.
Because there's no backup, I'm copying my boss on things, but
well, what's he going to do?
we are a startup, right? So he's out doing his own thing.
Exactly. And he doesn't know what you're doing anyway.
So very much it's going to be like, whoa, okay.
Well, this is what you try to tell people. Like, I'm the same as you. I'm going to be gone for 4 or 5 days or whatever it is, but I'm on, man. How do you, I don't understand, like people, whoa, you got to take a holiday, you got to shut down. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know how you do that.
I think you can.
Conceptually, it sounds wonderful.
I think you can. So I think there has to be some, you have to figure out how to separate the anxiety things. Like, so when I'm on holiday, there are absolutely things I'm not going to open, right? Because I just know that the topic is something.
Shut the video because you're crapping out on me again here. I lost you there. I've been gone for a while.
Yeah, that's okay.
So tell me what you're saying, because I lost that whole part. You know what I got?
Well, I kind of sound like that anyway, but
no, better than normal. This was worse than normal. This even made you. This was pretty bad.
So I think the parts that you have to separate are, when you're away, I think that you have to do some work and figure out what your emotional triggers are. So, there are certain things that everyone has that, are going to set you off, right? And really kind of put you in a bad mood. And so I think those things, when you're always on, you absolutely have to stay away from those. And
that's typically certain people.
Yeah.
You'll read the subject line and you just know.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Like the client who's very pushy.
Yeah, don't do it. Just don't open it.
So you don't open it. Or in my case, so we've been going through this process of making sure we're GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Law in Europe, that we're GDPR compliant. And they're just the questions they ask are very lawyer-like, the auditor who's helping us. And so it sets me off, right? Because they're always on the opposite end of me, where they're like, they don't want me to do anything. Do you know what I mean? Like as a marketer, they don't want me to do anything because it breaks according to their interpretation, it breaks everything, GDPR. So those emails I'm not reading, right? Like I'm just going to turn them off. But
No, because they're stupid. Because they make you just thinking about talking about it.
Right.
Right?
But I can't turn off because I'm the only one who understands the website stuff. And so if the website, the guy who maintains the website and the designer, while they're working together, if they crash the site, I got to be there to referee, right? Like I really do, right? Because, NIMI can't go, 8 or 9 days without a website. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? So there are things where you just go, look, like, and I can send all the notes I want to my boss. It's not happening, right? Like he doesn't have the same bandwidth. He's not going to know what's going on, so.
Yeah, but stuff like that you just deal with then. You know what I mean? Like you pick spots of the day where you check and you allocate time. Like you never do this one. I'm going to check for a minute.
No.
Send yourself a failure. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm going to allocate an hour and we'll check for an hour. And then when you finish in 25 minutes, you think, oh, look how good I am.
Well, you prioritize, right? Like you really
Absolutely.
do. So you get, 40 emails, right, for that day that you're looking at. You're not going to go through all 40. You're going to.
If you got time, or if you maybe the weather's a shit,
maybe
sleep, the kids are doing things.
Before you get there, I think what you got to do is pick, like, you got to go through them and go, okay, there's 10 in here, maybe 10. There's probably only 5 that it might, either A, I must answer these or something's going to catch fire, or 2, this would make my life better if I answered it now versus 9 days.
Versus when I go back and then it's going to be a shit show.
Yeah. And then everything else should drop off, right? And then you really should, and then you prioritize from there, right? Like you don't really worry about the rest, right? So, So
but that makes total sense, and I think that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
The challenge is what it's like when you're, like me, when you're
tether.
And I've got what else am I going to do? I can't pass it to anybody.
Yeah.
I have nobody to pass it to.
Yeah.
You and you may be working for a company, but you're in the same boat. You're the only one that knows what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Like you're the lead.
Yeah.
You're a quarterback. Who are you going to give the ball to?
Yeah.
You can't give the ball to the kicker and say, okay, listen, I'm going to take a couple of days off, throw the ball.
Nope.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
That's not reality, right?
Yeah. It's
that doesn't really bother me though. Like I've been doing work on holidays probably for since we were able, probably 15 years.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't mind it. I actually I think it
come back better because I don't come back to the gong show.
Yeah. And I'm not anxious, right? So, the night you come back and then, if you've got that pit in your stomach because the night before you start work again, you're going, God, I have no idea what I'm walking into. I don't have that, right? Like I kind of just
do that. That stresses me out just thinking of it.
Yeah.
I'd rather come home and, most of it's clean.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm going to walk into for the most part. You get curveballs, but whatever.
You always do, right? But
who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I can manage those. I just don't want to. Yeah, I'm saying, listen, I'm bringing a laptop 100%. So is Amelia.
Yeah.
Right? Because I even told her, it's hot as hell in Vegas. So we're probably not going to be out during the day.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're in a hotel room watching TV or taking a snooze, well, what the hell? I just have a laptop.
Jump on, answer.
Right, exactly. Do a few things, whatever.
Yeah.
Again, for me, it doesn't bother me. So, like I said, I don't want to be 24/7 in front of a laptop like a loser.
Yeah.
But quite frankly, it doesn't bug me to be on.
Yeah. So, so I'm just, so I'm kind of like, it's Tuesday night, I leave Thursday morning. So I got a day left to put stuff together and then go. But it's just, startup life is like entrepreneur life, right? Like I got an opportunity to be in a magazine that, has some really powerful circulation in front of pharmaceuticals, right? But I got like, day and a half to throw a full page ad together, but the exposure is amazing. It gets me something like 11,000 viewers. You know what I mean? So I got to do it. Right. And so, like, what was it? What was I doing before this? I was packing and then I had like 15 minutes to spare. So I started working on that, it's just the way it is, right? It's just, bigger entrepreneurship, but that's what it is.
But it is what it is, right? And that's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good, man. It's all good in the hood.
You know what? Like if I didn't want this, I'd still be working for a big company, right? Like that.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
the flip side of it, right? But for every moment that I love and I have anxiety moments at the same time, I really love it. Like, when can I, on a dime decide to try and reach out to 11,000 readers, right? Like, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So
I think it's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's all good in the hood, buddy. It's all good in the hood.
Yeah.
But I'm the same boat. I get it. I mean, there's, and there's always something that, like it never fails. Like the day before you go to is before something goes sideways.
Yep.
Right. And then you're thinking, oh, fuck, man, I got to scramble to get this fucking thing going again.
It's not going sideways
because I know that drags with you, right?
Tomorrow. I'm not answering any calls and I'm reading.
Whatever.
I know.
You're such a chooch.
I wish.
Whatever.
Gosh. Oh man. Yeah. So so that's what's going on. Like
good.
I'm kind of like I'm just I'm doing that, and I think when we get back and I have more answers, I think this will be interesting for the audience too. As I'm looking at, so I've got to drive like a lot of last week we talked about some marketing numbers and how we calculate marketing numbers.
Right.
So now I'm looking at the prospect of actually driving these numbers to us, but. Like every small organization, like we of all these people, they're all propeller heads, right? Like there's a really small sales group, kind of working beside me. And so, if you think of like this ad I'm going to run, if I get 11,000 people look at me, even if I get, 2% of that number who show up at my door, it's huge, right? Like
that's huge.
Like the poor sales guys, like what are they going to do, right? Like chase
knocking at the door waiting to come in. What are you going to do?
Right? Like, yeah. So that's when you start to get into, that's when you get into like things like.
Are you there, Phil?
I'm here.
Phil.
Hello. Kenny.
Oh, there you go. She's off and on, man. Off and on. I'm thinking, I'm talking, and it goes dead quiet.
No, but I had you. You lost me, but I had you. So yeah. Anyway,
okay. As long as you still, that's fine. I mean, someone's talking.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, so I think where I was going.
Should be used to. Remember, we did the basketball game like this, right?
We did. But I think what would be like this is when you hear about email automation. Marketing automation.
Yeah.
Because I've got to look at putting mechanics in play that say, okay, I've reached out to 11,000 people, X percentage came back in. Let's say 1,000 of them showed up, right? So let's say I reach out to 10,000 people, I get 1,000 people show up. So I get a 10%, engagement rate, which is pretty good for marketing plan. So, but if I get 1,000 people who show up, we can't talk to 1,000 people. Like you'd need, if you think
you're gonna have a hard time talking to
proprietor life, like you might talk to, if you talk to one an hour, right? Like it would take you days to get through 1,000, days and weeks, right? So what you've got to be able to do is then bring them in and then communicate by email, but you also can't send, 1,000 tailored emails. So now you're into, automation stuff where you're going, okay, so they've signed up. I should send them, some information about NIMI. I should probably send them some information about what we do and what our services are. And then the next step should be asking them a bunch of questions that they have to answer. So kind of what we call a self-identification process. So in the same way that, Kenny and I, when you meet with a face-to-face client, you how big is your business? What are you thinking about? What do you want to work on? And in our minds, there's a whole flow chart of like, I don't want to work on SEO. So if they say SEO, the next step is to let them down easy and find them somebody else. If it's marketing strategy, I want that, but then I want to know how much budget they have and how many things they have, things like that. And so there's kind of like this different flow for how you do things, right? So
okay.
For listeners, Kenny's voice is going to change a little bit. He's just having some audio trouble, so we've switched to a landline.
I'm always having internet and audio troubles, for Christ's sake.
Shaw.
Honestly. Again.
I think this is something you tasked Linda to fix. Isn't this what owners do? Don't owners? Yeah, I think Linda needs to go in and just buy them. And then,
you know what? If Linda had been on the ball, this would have been fixed already.
Yeah.
Really, I think this is Linda's problem.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's what I'm going with.
Linda, it's your fault.
Exactly. What's she going to do? By the time she gets us, we're already gone anyway.
I mean, respectfully, we love you, but it's your fault.
But this is really your fault.
Yeah. Go buy Shaw and fix it.
Faulty, inferior equipment.
Wait, are you talking about us, or you're talking about your phone line now?
I'm always faulty. We all know that. That's a given. But yeah, this is my internet connection, buddy. It's just some nights it's on, and some nights it's just not.
Some nights not so much.
So anyway, I think I got to talk to Amelia. We got to get it fixed.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So anyway, I finished my piece, but I think I think this will be interesting. So I think as I crack open email automation, it'll be something that we can talk about and we can we'll be able to take apart, because I think sole proprietors need this. It is an untapped category, and it's very messy. Like it's not a simple thing to do. So I think as we go through it, you'll probably see me trip up a lot. Because it's something I know how to do, but I honestly I've not done a lot of setup.
Right.
So it's going to be something that I think is going to be really messy. It's going to be not so happy, but it's how you learn, right?
Whatever.
You got to jump in and learn.
That's kind of it. Like, how else do you do it?
Yeah, you don't. Well,
right?
There are some really expensive companies you can hire to do things and all that kind of stuff, but truth be told, that's we're just gonna have to figure it out. So, yeah.
You know what? Then just shut up and plug away and do the best you can and figure it out.
Yeah, I don't think. I think that's the part that this job hasn't changed, right? Is being the only marketing guy. Like you think of the 5 months I've been there and the things we've talked about, I've gone from building marketing messages, which I know, right, to building video, which I don't know, or I sort of know and I don't know that well, to building collateral, building partner decks and partner kits, which I don't know anything about, writing white papers, which I absolutely hate, all the way into, and now I'm doing email marketing, right? Like lead generation. And, I've had a
You like all this stuff, right? This is the stuff you would be doing if you were contracting.
Yeah. And I also like the unknown, right? Because there's a whole bunch of this stuff where it, and then it's a totally different industry and you realize like, shit, I know it, but I know it for the wrong industry. So none of this stuff.
Exactly.
Now I got to go back and figure it out, right? But I love the figuring out part, right? Like it is the shit, man. Like that is all of it is unraveling, what it looks like, and then figuring out what you do with it, right? So, yeah.
Like you said, though, that is the fun of it, right? That's the stuff that gives you the kick, right? That's what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, buddy. I mean, what the hell, right?
Yeah. So, it's good. It's good. And, it's funny. Tomorrow, I've got an exec meeting where they called an exec meeting because they want to talk about how we're going to handle, what happens when we start getting inbound calls. And I had to jump in and, listen, do you want me to explain how I'm getting people? Because like you're assuming, I love it that you have faith that I'm going to get all these people, but don't you want to know like how we're going to get all these people? Like,
no, you just told us you were, so therefore you are, and we're just got to get ready.
That's executive faith, right? They're literally like, okay, we're skipping this part because Chang said he got it. So,
well, Chang said he had it.
Yeah.
Well, if Chang said he got it, then Chang got it. I mean, what do you want us to do? What are we talking for?
I know. I love it. I love it.
Well,
It's so
you
good.
can't blame them. I mean, that's what they're all thinking. They're thinking, well, you just told us it was okay.
It's what you want, right? It's really what you want, but at the same time, you're kind of like, we gotta. I should walk you through it so you guys kind of know what I'm doing. So yeah.
Yeah.
But
they're all thinking the same. Yeah. Just do it.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen, right? They're going to be like,
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, when?
Yeah.
So what do we need to do to get them? When they come in? When do they come in again?
Oh, right. Oh my gosh.
Hey, listen, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Right. So you go on, you're looking at let's say your analytics, your Google Analytics and stuff,
Yep.
and maybe you're doing the AdWords. How do you find your keywords again? Like how do you find the things people are searching you by? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So when you're in the Google Analytics, not analytics, you got to be in
AdWords.
In AdWords, and then you want to get the keyword planner.
Right.
But in keyword planner, it should ask you if you want to. Did you save your keyword list from last time?
No, this is for a different project.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I can remember how I did it the last time.
Yeah, so you want to use I think it's tools, like tools, and then keyword planner.
Right, but it's through AdWords, right? That's where you're looking for it.
Yeah.
Right. I know it is. What we're trying to do is with one of the contracts up north, we're trying to how it's sort of been managed in the past is they just bought ads, right? Google ads.
Yeah.
And let's say that it was Phil's microphone shop.
Yep.
So what they would do is they would buy the words Phil's microphone shop, right? Or they buy the word microphone, and you're thinking, all right, that's interesting. First off, microphone is massively broad.
Yeah.
People could be typing a microphone just to see if their phone works, not buy one.
Yeah, correct.
Phil's microphone shop, I mean, that's a tad specific, and quite frankly, if they were typing you that in, I hope the hell they don't click the ad button because I don't want to pay for that click.
Yeah.
So we're trying to, and so what happened today, I got the call and I'm walking through it with her and she goes, I don't want to shut the ads down. And I said, shut the ads down.
Okay.
I said, they're silly. You're paying for clicks that the clicks you're paying for are so freaking generic. I think people are clicking just because you might have just come up that day up top, but there was no relevance to it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think, it's almost like, like how I click ads because I don't even read it.
Yeah.
Then I click on something, that's not what I wanted to do. And then I felt, poor person, that was a click they just paid for that was pretty much pointless.
Yeah. So, I mean, so a couple of things there, right? Like, so one is to answer your question, when you go into tools and settings, there's under planning, keyword planner is there. So keyword planner gives you what you need, what you're looking for. So what are people clicking on? Who's bidding, or not who, but how many people are bidding on it?
Right.
How popular the term is, what kind of competitive stuff there is. And when you click on keyword planner, there's kind of like two things you can do. One is you can discover new words, right? So when you throw microphone and good audio, professional sound, those sort of words in there, it'll suggest other words that are adjacent to those. So you can look at that. The other thing that you can do is you can take those words, and you can also get search volume and forecasts. So Google will go through its kind of volume of keywords and give you a kind of potential forecast for what, if you spend $100 on microphones, what potentially you could get in terms of volume because of the people searching it. Right. Yeah. So like you really, you want to be able to do both. Like you want to discover new words. One, because you're right. Like microphone is too generic, right? So you have to, in that case, you actually probably need to take it apart a little bit and figure out who the consumer is exactly.
Well, who's buying the microphone? Is it, let's pretend it's a guitar player.
Correct.
Or something like, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to go down, trying to figure who the person is or people.
That's
and
exactly,
and think of what they would do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I think what happens, and you know, because what we were finding, we're going through the things, and the people who were doing it before were, sales are up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at it, think, well, it wasn't because of AdWords.
Yeah. Like, do you see any clicks?
Nothing to do
like,
with
are you seeing clicks? Are you seeing conversions? Are you?
You saw minor clicks, expensive clicks, because what the AdWords you were buying were ridiculous.
Yeah, your CPC.
Like if you were buying, let's say you had microphones, you were buying Shure.
Yeah.
Well, the bid for Shure, because Shure wants it.
Yeah.
Buddy, we're not even in the same.
Shure wants it. Bose wants it.
Everybody wants it because they're all doing the same thing. But at that point, what am I paying for the click?
Yeah. But
and then what do I get for it?
And so that's the thing,
that's
right?
That's the logic, right?
Yeah, you got to take that apart and start thinking about like, okay, so if I'm a microphone store, who's that consumer? Like, is it an amateur musician? Like you look at, like in my house, I'm looking right now and I can see, like in my studio, I have 4 mics, right? In my place. So, are you looking for the amateur student? So now you're looking for Miriam Music or Royal Conservatory, Royal Conservatory of Music, or, Bob's Jazz, studio. Or you could be looking for, like, you might be better off hitting up like keywords like Spotify and, like podcasting, like all those.
But that's what I was saying, like home podcasting.
Yeah.
Home podcasting microphone, home podcasting equipment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things that, again, I realize you're not going to get the 50,000 clicks. Yep. I get it.
Yeah.
But I also don't want 50,000. The point is that I'm not looking for likes on the picture here.
50,000 clicks.
Well, I don't want them. I'm not looking for likes.
Yeah.
Like this isn't Instagram, right? I'm hoping to get 1,000 likes.
People and buy stuff.
That's the trick. I want someone who says that's what I was looking for. I'm looking for a microphone for the podcast I'm doing at home.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's the guy I want. That's how you do it though, right? That is the logic.
Yeah, that is.
And then within your content, you would use those keywords within your content.
Correct.
So in my, let's say now I'm going to my page where the picture lies of the microphone, and I write, this is the perfect microphone for the home podcaster, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Right? That's
right.
how you do it, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. And you know what? Sometimes, because I don't do enough of it.
Yeah.
So I told the person today, so listen, we're phoning Phil. I don't want to bug Phil. I said, you know what? I said, I don't care what you want to do. We're phoning Phil.
Oh, yeah.
So Phil's going to help us because Phil's obligated.
But you didn't call me though, did you?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Because I knew I was talking to you tonight.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want,
it's the part that nobody wants to do, right? Because everyone just assumes that they know who the customer is, right? Like everybody assumes. Everyone says, "Oh, I know." But when you really break it down, you go, "Okay, so you sell microphones. Who do you sell them to?" You're like, "Well, the last 4 guys that came were dudes that came in here, bought guitars, and I upsold them." And you're like, "So are they musicians in a band, or do they sing at home?" Or are they even online? Related? Are they even related? Like maybe he just likes the guitar and he podcasts on the side, or maybe
I don't know what the hell he does.
What is it? But
maybe they were an anomaly.
You have no idea, right? So you kind of like keywords. You have to take apart your consumer and figure out who they are, right? Like it's really important. It's the other thing that you can do, with your social media stuff is start to figure out like who your audience is and all that kind of stuff. Because if you don't have it, you spend a good chunk of money on keywords and probably never get what you want. So,
Right. But you know what? I guess what it was, because I was looking at it from, a whole bunch of different angles. And then I started, because then I got curious, right? Then I went to the Facebook page and they're doing some contesting, and I'm reading like what the contest says. I'm thinking, like Google would find this shit too if you wrote it better.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'm going to Instagram and thinking, well, that didn't sort of even talk the same way that the Facebook was. So I don't even know what Google does with that. Then you go to the webpage and look at the products that we're selling that might be related to the basket, thinking, fuck, I don't even know how the hell Google finds that one.
Yeah. It's really funny because I had the same conversation with Diana, who I love very much. She's a really great writer, and she was telling me, she was like, "You'll be really proud of me. I took some time and I started to learn SEO." And I said, "It's confusing, isn't it? Because it's so simple and yet they make it so complicated." And she was like, "Yeah, that's exactly it." And I said, because the thing is for most people who are like you're exactly like that. It's actually, you actually confuse yourself because you're a good product person. You're a good retailer. So you understand, you intuitively know who your audience is. You intuitively know what the audience wants and how they speak. And so when you do keywords, you always think, well, that seems obvious. Why wouldn't everyone know that? Do you know what I mean? Like, and so the problem with keywords is you start looking at it going, this is stupid simple. Like, I must be missing something, right? Like, there's got to be something. Like, there's got to be something that I don't know, because why is this so simple? But the truth is if you know your product and you know your audience, keywords are simple, right? Like, every now and then you're going to get an aha moment where you go, oh, I didn't see that word. But for the most part, if you kind of, like when you know it seems dead simple. And when you go in and do it, you're like, I don't understand. Like, where's the, I don't know.
Trust me, I get it, because I'm going through it mentally and I'm thinking, and then we're talking, I'm thinking, oh, fuck, maybe that isn't how it works. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, no, that's how, because I kept thinking, well, if it's a microphone, like, go back to microphone.
Yeah.
Why are you using the keywords that you're never going to get it?
No.
Like, why are you going to use Shure microphone, microphone for rock stars or whatever? The fucking people aren't looking at me. One, two, if they're typing in that, I'm not even going to be there.
Yeah.
It's going to go to Shure or go to the Apple store or someone else who's going to pay, $4 or $5, $6 a click, or I'm going to get that click and they're just going to laugh.
Yeah.
As I cry because I just paid $6 for that freaking click.
Yeah. Right.
So I kept going down the other path, and no, we didn't get into an argument or discussion. It was more, I said, you gotta really think. If it's a vitamin, let's say it's a Jameson vitamin. I said, don't buy Jameson vitamins, Jameson multivitamins. I said, Jameson's already blocked those up.
Yeah.
I said, what you got to do is you got to look at our customer, and let's say they're elderly, and we know that they're all farming. I'm just blowing this right out. They're all farming up north. Farmer's sore knees, glucosamine, Jameson, I don't know, something, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to go down different angles where I was trying to figure out who these people were and what they might. I guess that's what you're trying to do. What are they searching for?
But
not in generic terms, because you lose those ones.
Like preventative medicine, right? Like, how to prevent dementia, how to stave off Alzheimer's, how to keep Parkinson's away, creaky bones, achy back.
Exactly. Things that like they would think or say.
Yeah.
Like maybe if at that point, if it's a generational thing, which is, I guess, what you're talking about. I'm doing this for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, if it's a generational thing, and that generation would always say, "Oh, my back's so creaky." If that's the word they use.
Yeah.
And that's the words you're using.
Yeah.
If that's who you think is buying.
Yeah.
Or even online.
If so for those of you that are kind of like, that's great because you two idiots kind of know what you're talking about. What one of the neatest things?
Only one of the idiots knows what he's talking about.
No, you know what you're talking about. You just like, it's in your head, right? Like But
I can't spit it out, which makes it hard then to do because I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah.
Right.
But so I think if you're in that place where you're going, that's great, but I have no idea what to do with this. What I would say to you is, like, the easiest way to do this is to find someone who's in your demographic and have them look for things. You know what I mean? Like it's like if you ever put, you know, like the what are those TV shows when they ask kids for their opinion, and the kids, you know, kind of tell them things, and you go, oh my God, I never thought about it like that, like the way a kid would think about it. So what you want to be able to do is like, you almost want to sit down with, you know, someone and say, listen, like, how do you find your information? You know, like if you know, like, hey, pregnant mom, what are you reading? Right? Like, do you mind if I just
go to that one. Exactly.
Yeah, like can I do you mind, like, do you mind just giving me all the tabs that you have open right now, or everything that you've looked at in your browser except for the X-rated stuff that I shouldn't see, right? Like, you know,
exactly, unless it's really good, but that's a different story.
Unless it's really good, and then I want to share too. But other than that, like, because that's the other way to get to the consumer as fast as possible, is
right?
Just like literally plant yourself in their shoes and go, show me. I'm not going to guide. Like, it's important not to guide them, right? But it's almost like, hey, like, what do you read? What are you thinking about? What are you worried about? Right? Like, what do you know, like, it's
just a basic question. If you were looking for this, what would you do?
Yeah.
How do you look for it?
Yeah.
Well, the last time I looked for it, I didn't want to, I didn't type in prenatal vitamins because, all the brands I don't want coming up. I was looking for a true natural organic alternative. Well, then type in natural organic prenatal vitamin first trimester.
Yeah.
But then you got to make sure on our side when we're writing that we've got those words.
Yeah.
In our content somewhere, right?
Yeah. So they match.
That's how it works, though, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm going back.
No.
I'm asking you because I'm trying to get it, right?
Yeah. No, you got it. You got it. Like that's how it works. Exactly how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. The only part of SEO that has some serious magic to it, and so we've had him on the show, but Kent Fenwick is like,
too smart.
You know what? Kent's like this. He's like an SEO voodoo man, is what I'll call him.
Okay, we need to have him back on then, because we got to walk through this again.
Yeah, but we have to prep the audience. Like, so audience, like if we let Kent loose on you now, you'll lose.
No, we can't do that because I won't understand it.
No, yeah, we've got to prep first because because so here's the thing. So we're talking about vitamins, right? And so Kent is the sort of guy who can take the things that Kenny and I are really good at, right? So both of us, humbly, we're both really good at figuring out really quickly, like, who your consumer is, or how to figure out who that consumer is, what questions to ask, what kind of thoughts or emotions they're feeling, where they might be shopping, all that kind of. We're really good at that stuff, right? And so Kent's voodoo is he can take that shit and turn it into volume, so he can estimate the value of your thoughts, if that makes sense. So this whole microphone thing, while you and I are like, it should be these terms, because this is what we know, and we're probably 80% right, Kent would then take that stuff and go, okay, the value of your thoughts is, it's actually going to be like, based on what you said, you're going to find like 18,000, people who are searching for this term. You're going to convert this number. If I rewrite your shit like this, you're going to convert this number. The value of your thoughts are X number of purchases. Do you know what I mean? Like that's.
I can't. That's.
No. That's like magic voodoo shit, right? Like I don't know how to do that either. Like
that's
just like that makes Kent go from like everybody else to like, I don't know, top 100, maybe top 50 in the world. That sort of thing, right? Like it's like weird voodoo crap. So anyway, but yeah, but you got it. Like you that's
okay.
The way it works.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, like that I sort of, I was sort of getting it, so that when we do start, because what I said to you, I said, listen, start calling the vendors, get picture content, get written content.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what we'll do is we'll cut and paste, but we are going to rewrite. So we're going to use obviously the Notion and all that, but I said I don't want, to be using something that they're already using or 4 other lazy retailers are using as well. Otherwise, I said again, you're going to muddle the searching.
Yeah, that
I
makes
think we need
sense.
to take keywords in the content, but we need to make it our own to some degree.
Yeah, I mean,
that makes sense too, right?
I mean, that's what I was talking about earlier when
Yeah.
we were helping him was like we really need, you actually need to do what I'm doing, right? Like, so with Nimi, I'm writing organic content, right? Like, and none of it's salesy. I'm not trying to sell anything. What I'm trying to do is just say, look, we're really smart people. We know what we're doing. You should come here. You should come here and read about these key topics, which happen to be my keywords, right? And then tell you about them. I'm going to tell you why they're important to you, and then why you should keep reading. And what happens then is not only are you spreading the right kind of I'm trying to not to use the words keywords, but what you're spreading are the right words that describe your business, but then you're also teaching the consumer that these are the right words that they should be searching for, which
these are what you should be using anything. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's,
these are the words.
Yeah.
Like this is your new Google Kleenex, whatever. Yeah. These are the words.
Yeah, these are the words. And then like, and then Google says, hey, you're writing good content. So I'm going to make sure more people see your good words. And then the more people see your good words, the more they get to know that your words are the good words, which means they come back to you. So it's like this circular thing.
Like I say, it always sounds so easy. Oh my God.
Oh no, it's incredibly difficult. It's, like
so
just
hard. Staying
on track and staying on focus and, but you got to do it, right? Like that's the way to, it's the way to outrun all your old crap. So if you're a sole proprietor and you've had old shit out there that you are petrified people are going to find, the best way to do it is to outrun it. You can't kill it.
Just outright it.
You got to outright it. You got to squish it. You got to like push it down on the pages because you've got more current stuff, right?
Right.
That's the way to do it. So
once again, easier said than done.
Totally. It's
all you marketing geniuses just make it sound so simple.
Listen. So I've been at it. I've been at it. So I've been at Nimi 5 months now, and I am just starting content. So that tells you how hard it is, right? So this is
hard industry.
I'm a single guy, running the marketing department. I have full control over what I do. I have full, everything, right? Like whatever you think is in my way isn't in my way. And it still took me 5 months to get to a place where I'm just starting to really post content. So
but if you're doing my stuff, you'd be posting a mile a minute because my stuff's not as hard like yours. And I still don't know what to do.
Yeah, but you still got to be... you still got to be thoughtful about it. There's, like it's kind of like, I don't know, like I don't know what the right term is. I think it's like dating, because you got to get out there.
No, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I know, but you got to get out there. You got to sound right, which is the articles are right. But you don't want to and then when you meet someone for the first time, AKA a new reader, a new subscriber, a new follower, potentially a new customer, you don't want to hit them back up right away because nobody wants a needy date, right? But you kind of need to look hot still and smart still. So now you have to keep writing content, but if you post content like every day, they'll get sick of you fast.
It's too much.
It's too much. But if you write like every 3 weeks, it's not enough and they're gone, because they're not getting any. So they're going to go somewhere else. So
right. You can't embellish because you don't want to look better or worse than you are. So authenticity is the problem.
It's really complicated, right? Like, and you want to be honest, but not that honest. And you want to look good, but not that good. You want to be hot, but not that hot. You want to put out, but not that much.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking complicated, right? Like, so, it's, it's not easy at all. Like the whole thing's complicated. Like anyone who says it's easy is definitely not, like we have this conversation. So I put out a content schedule and then my CEO was like, I read somewhere that you got to put out stuff every 3 days, and everyone should be writing content. I'm like, whoa. We're not Ashley Madison and we're not a consumer brand, we work with pharmaceutical companies. Like every day and content from everybody is going to make the whole
Too
company
much.
stand still, right? Like it's
Yeah,
just not
too
happening,
much.
right? So, yes, we need to write more, but let's just, we'll ease into this one. All right. Like,
Right.
there's a lot of testing and learning, right? Like you got to test it. You got to figure it out. So,
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm more or less on the right sort of track.
You
is
there,
what you're
man.
getting at.
You there, you got it.
Okay, let's not exaggerate, Phil.
Kenny's
Okay,
got it.
let's be serious now.
I'm out. Kenny's got it. Kenny's
Yeah.
coming for you. Coming for
Holy Christ. Okay, I think conceptually, I think I got an idea. That's where we're going. As far as we're going on this one. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Like, I've asked you this question, I think, like 14 times in the last 2 years.
yeah.
Because I never feel like I got it. Like, I think I get it, but I know I don't got it.
No, I think you got it. I think it's just we're so honestly, it's what I told it's what I told Diana today is it's so you have it in your head. Like that's the problem, right? Is you've got it in your head because you know the answers. But the problem is like Google has a structure for now what the thoughts in your head. So one is it's weird that Google just structured all the thoughts in my head. And then two is like, what the fuck? Like, how can you tell me what the structure looks like, right? So now you got to be able to force fit what's in your head onto the sheet of paper, and
that's hard.
And that's hard, right? Because that's when you start putting stuff down and you start going, well, I'm not sure if that's
right.
You know
what you do?
Mm-hmm.
I got a phone Phil.
Yeah.
I got a Phil. I don't know what the hell. I don't even know what the hell I just did. I got a phone Phil.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. You can definitely call.
Well, I know. Trust me. I ain't scared to do that. I'll bug you happily. And you know what? And if you don't help, I'm phoning Linda.
Yeah.
Phil's not helping.
Don't tell. I'm scared.
Oh, whatever.
I'm scared.
What do you got to do, man? You got to play the cards you got.
Oh, Linda has no time. Linda's got to fix your Shaw problems first.
Oh, Christ, forget that. Those problems are insurmountable. The SEO is easier for me.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, I feel better now. I think I can.
You got this.
I might not be able to do it properly, but I know how to do this now. I think I do anyway, so I feel better.
Yeah, I think, and then what is to follow the data, right? So you're never gonna I think I say this every time, but you're never gonna get it right? Like you're gonna get it close, and then you're gonna keep tuning it. So you just gotta watch all of your, like that was the problem. That was the red flag in the first place with your friend was with our friend was, when we looked at his numbers, it was like, dude, you're spending the cash, but nobody's coming, like nobody's showing up, right? Like, so what you spending the cash for, right? Like,
the problem is we're probably going back down that same path,
right? And
I'm having a dinner toward the end of July to say the same thing.
Yeah,
you are pissing money away.
Yeah.
You're getting these lovely little clicky things and likes and all that, but it's not doing shit for us.
But there's no dough coming.
What are you spending the money for?
Like, so,
if anything, they're knocking and saying, "Ooh, that's not what I was thinking."
Yeah. I just it's hard. The other path is the right one, but it's hard, right? Is when you get organic growth, right? Like so the thing is like, if you build content and you build a blog, they come, but they don't come right away. It takes a while. You get a trickle, and no entrepreneur goes, wow, I got 5 followers,
exactly.
I got 5 readers this week, or 5 subscribers. I'm so excited. But those 5 are the ones that are going to buy in and eventually, become, people who buy your stuff and talk about your stuff, right? And so it's just like the organic thing is just, it's hard to do because everyone's like, well, how long I got to wait? And they're like, how long? Right.
Well, that's what happens. But you do for 2-3 weeks, nothing happens. And you think, oh, I was wasting time.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's
and
not,
all you maybe needed to do was 3 more weeks and it'd start to click.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Well, anyway, I appreciate it. Thanks for your help.
Yeah. No worries. Anytime, man.
Okay.
Anytime. Man.
Alrighty.
I think that's all I got, man.
Me too. It's holiday time.
Yeah. That was a rough start, but we that was a really good
Oh
start.
my God, I seriously
Yeah.
got to get this internet fixed.
It's okay. Well,
Ridiculous.
but the phone option is not a bad one.
It's just the quality. You know what I got to do is I got to figure out how to put this microphone into the phone.
No, I
I could
actually,
use-
so I think if you put it beside the other mic, obviously it doesn't sound as full, but it's
Right.
steadier sound for you.
Well, it's better than
Yeah.
than using a straight computer.
Yeah. So it's not bad. Like I actually think
Yeah.
the sound that you got now is pretty good. So, yeah.
I'm still going to try to see if I can get this microphone hooked up to my
Yeah.
phone. I think I can do it.
No idea. Like to your iPhone, or do you mean to the landline?
Me neither. Yeah, to the iPhone. I'm sure there's. I mean,
I'm sure there's a way
I've got
to
a
do it.
dongle hooked up to the MacBook.
Yeah.
I had it in the iPad for a while.
There's I don't know if you want to go that route. There's a little lavalier mic. So a lavalier is like the little tiny buds that you stick on your lapel. Like if you're speaking at an event or something like that.
Yeah.
There's one that's completely empowered. You just plug it in and then use, and then it works like a sound recorder. I'll send you a link to that. I have one of those, and it's great.
Okay.
I think it's like $20, and it works anywhere. It's really good sound. So that might be the other way to go too. Like, so when you travel, that's what I carry when I travel, and so it's like it's almost nothing, right? Like it's like a pair of headphones.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Cool, buddy. Cool beans.
Okay, man. Listen, you have a really nice holiday. And I guess we're recording next time on
Sunday.
I can't remember what we said. The Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. I think
The
it's Sunday.
7th or 8th or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. You too. Have a nice trip.
Thanks, man.
Be kind to Vegas.
Yeah. It's all good. I mean, buddy, how many times have I been there? Like, seriously? Whatever. The kids will enjoy it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Okay.
awesome. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay, my friend.
All right,
Go.
dude.
We
Take
chat
care.
to you soon.
Yeah, talk to you
have a
soon.
good trip.
Okay, you
Okay.
too.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.